You might not think about your nose much, but it's doing more than you ever imagined. From detecting danger to storing memories, smell is one of the most powerful and most underrated senses we have. Get ready to have your mind blown as we explore 10 incredible facts about your sense of smell. You've probably heard that the human nose can detect around 10,000 different smells. Well, hold on to your hats, folks, because that number is astronomically low. Recent research suggests our sense of smell is far more nuanced than we ever thought. We're talking trillions of scents. That's right, trillions with a T. Think about the sheer variety of scents in the world. A field of wildflowers, a freshly baked pie, the salty tang of the ocean. Each of those experiences is a complex cocktail of odor molecules. And our noses, my friends, are master sommeliers. Inside, we have millions of olfactory receptors, each tuned to detect specific odor molecules. These receptors work like a lock and key system, with different molecules triggering different combinations of receptors. Ever notice how a certain smell can instantly transport you back in time? Maybe it's the scent of your grandmother's perfume or freshly cut grass that takes you back to childhood summers. There's a scientific reason for this powerful connection between smell and memory. It all comes down to the olfactory bulb, a part of the brain that processes smells. And guess what its next-door neighbor is? The hippocampus, the memory center of the brain. When you encounter a new smell, the olfactory bulb creates a neural snapshot of that sensory information. This snapshot is then sent directly to the hippocampus, where it becomes intertwined with other memories, emotions, and even locations associated with that particular scent. This direct link between smell and memory is why scents can trigger such vivid and emotional memories. This powerful connection is also why aromatherapy can be so effective for people with memory loss. We communicate with much more than just words. Our bodies are constantly sending out subtle signals, and believe it or not, some of those signals are smelly. It turns out humans can actually smell emotions, fear, happiness, even disgust. You see, our bodies produce pheromones, chemical messengers that influence the behavior of others. And while we might not be consciously aware of them, our noses are picking up on these subtle scent signals all the time. Studies have shown that when we smell the sweat of someone who's afraid, our brains actually respond differently than when we smell neutral sweat. Our amygdala, the part of the brain that processes fear and other emotions, kicks into high gear, preparing us for potential danger. So the next time you walk into a room and sense a particular vibe, remember, your nose might be picking up on more than you realize. Gentlemen, I hate to break it to you, but when it comes to the sense of smell, women are the undisputed champions. That's right, studies have shown that women consistently outperform men in their ability to detect, identify, and remember smells. It likely comes down to a combination of factors including brain structure and hormones. Research has shown that women tend to have a larger olfactory bulb, the part of the brain that processes smells, than men. And since a larger olfactory bulb means more processing power, it stands to reason that women would have a keener sense of smell. Estrogen, the primary female sex hormone, has been shown to enhance olfactory sensitivity. So ladies, next time you correctly identify a spice from across the room or wrinkle your nose at your partner's gym socks, know that your superior sense of smell is backed by science. When we think of amazing sniffers in the animal kingdom, dogs immediately come to mind. Their noses are practically legendary. But did you know that humans aren't too bad at scent tracking either? We might not be catching taxis with our noses, but we can follow scent trails with surprising accuracy. In fact, studies have shown that blindfolded humans can successfully follow a chocolate scent trail, even navigating around obstacles just like a canine counterpart. This impressive feat is possible because our brains are constantly analyzing the intensity and direction of scents, creating an olfactory map of our surroundings. So, next time you're out for a walk, close your eyes for a moment and take a deep breath. You might be surprised by what your nose can tell you about the world around you. Ever notice how that first cup of coffee seems extra aromatic in the morning? Or how the smell of breakfast cooking seems particularly enticing? Well, it's not just your stomach that's waking up. Your nose is at its prime in the early hours too. Just like our bodies follow a natural sleep-wake cycle, our sense of smell also ebbs and flows throughout the day. And for most people, it peaks in the morning. Scientists believe this heightened sense of smell in the morning might be an evolutionary hangover from our hunter-gatherer ancestors. So, while we might not be foraging for our breakfast anymore, our noses still operate on that ancient schedule. We often talk about taste and smell as separate senses, but the truth is, they're intimately intertwined. In fact, what we perceive as taste is actually about 80% smell. That's right, your nose is doing most of the heavy lifting when it comes to flavor. Think about it. When you have a cold and your nose is stuffed up, food just tastes bland, right? That's because your taste buds, those little receptors on your tongue, can only detect a few basic tastes: sweet, sour, salty, bitter, and umami. The rest of the flavor experience, the nuanced notes of chocolate, the refreshing zing of citrus, the earthy aroma of a good wine, all come from volatile odor molecules that travel from your mouth up to your nasal cavity. These odor molecules stimulate your olfactory receptors, and that information is then relayed to the brain, where it's combined with the signals from your taste buds to create the complex flavor profiles we experience. So, the next time you savor a delicious meal, remember to thank your nose for doing most of the work. Just like our fingerprints, each and every one of us has a unique smell fingerprint, a distinct odor profile that's as individual as our DNA. This olfactory signature is a complex cocktail of factors, influenced by our genetics, diet, and even the trillions of bacteria that call our bodies home. Our genes play a role in determining the types and quantities of odor molecules our bodies produce. For example, some people inherit genes that make them more likely to produce certain sulfur compounds, which can contribute to a strong body odor. What we eat also plays a role. Foods like garlic, onions, and certain spices can leave their aromatic mark on our body odor, while a diet rich in fruits and vegetables tends to produce a milder scent. And let's not forget about our microscopic hitchhikers. The trillions of bacteria that live on our skin and in our gut also contribute to our unique odor profile. We often think of our senses as shutting down when we sleep, but our noses are actually hard at work all night long, acting as silent guardians, ever vigilant against potential threats. Even when we're sound asleep, our noses are constantly sampling the air, sniffing out danger signals like smoke, gas leaks, or even spoiled food. This constant olfactory monitoring is possible because our sense of smell is directly wired to the brain's limbic system, which controls our fight-or-flight response. When our nose detects a potential threat, the limbic system springs into action, triggering a cascade of physiological responses designed to keep us safe. Think about the last time you accidentally burned something in the kitchen. Even if you were in another room, the acrid smell of smoke likely jolted you into action. That, my friends, is your nose saving the day. This incredible olfactory vigilance is one of the reasons why our sense of smell is so vital for survival. Aromatherapy, the use of essential oils for therapeutic purposes, has been practiced for centuries. And while it might sound a bit woo-woo to some, there's actually growing scientific evidence to support the idea that certain scents can have a real impact on our mental and physical well-being. Take lavender, for example. This fragrant purple flower has long been touted for its calming and sleep-promoting properties. And studies have shown that inhaling lavender essential oil can actually slow down heart rate, lower blood pressure, and reduce levels of the stress hormone cortisol. Another scent with therapeutic potential is rosemary. This pungent herb has been shown to improve memory and focus. While more research is needed to fully understand the mechanisms by which aromatherapy works, scientists believe that certain odor molecules in essential oils can interact with our nervous system, triggering physiological responses that can influence our mood, cognitive function, and even our perception of pain. Your nose isn't just there to hold up your glasses, it's a powerful, underrated super sensor that's constantly working to keep you safe, alert, and emotionally connected. From detecting danger, to unlocking memories, influencing our emotions, and even shaping our perception of the world, our sense of smell is a remarkable sensory superpower. So go ahead, stop and smell the roses, your brain will thank you for it. Like this kind of daily science drop? Hit that subscribe and let us know in the comments which smell fact blew your mind.